Mikio Keku, and he's talking to an interview on a news program nearly 9 years ago, but this is actually at this point nearly 10 years ago. And here he is talking about weather control agriculturally and even militarization of weather control using special tech. Let's look at this together.
Lasers? Really? To change the weather?
That's right. Well, as Mark Twain once famously said, everyone complains about the weather, but no one ever does anything about it. Well, instead of doing a rain dance, we physicists are firing trillion-watt lasers into the sky to actually precipitate rain clouds and actually bring down lightning bolts. Edie, go ahead.
Well, this fascinates me.
Bring down lightning bolts. Did you hear that part? We're actually sending lasers into the sky to precipitate weather and bring down lightning bolts. That's strong. Does that remind you of something that could be happening or maybe did happen? Let's keep watching.
Had used this during the Olympics, that the USSR had used this after Chernobyl to create rain clouds. I mean, did those really work then? We have some of these capabilities now?
Inconclusive. Even in the 60s, the CIA used this to bring down monsoons during the Vietnam War.
In the 60s?
The Viet Cong. Governments have been playing with this thing.
Alleged to.
Alleged to, right.
Yeah.
Now, we realize that for decades now, these governments have been alleged to have experimented with weather control, but nothing conclusive. This time we're bringing in the laws of physics rather than simply waving our hands and...
Agricultural, commercial, big events and sensitive buildings. Military. Look at this. Here's 3 areas of the purpose of floods. Commercial, big events and sensitive buildings. What does that even mean? Big events and sensitive buildings. And military. Well then, what in the world would the military be doing with special weaponry that can begin to change the entire landscape, whether it be tsunamis, hurricanes, God forbid, earthquakes? But he's talking here about altering the weather so it begins to send down lightning bolts. He said they can do that. That's something they're already in motion with. Look at these 3 areas, all the way up to military. Very interesting. Let's keep going.
On lasers now. And in the laboratory, sure enough, they precipitate rain out of water vapor. Sure enough, you can actually bring down electricity down the beam. Firing trillion-watt lasers, you rip apart the electrons, creating what are called ions, and these ions act like seeds, like dust particles, bringing down rain and even lightning.